Hello friends, those back pages here. I hope you're well. Happy New Year. Hope you had a safe and fun time with your friends, families, and loved ones. And I'm proud to start year 7 of this channel. Actually, year 17, but the old version of this channel started up in 2007, I think it was. So, but regardless, August 2017, I started this version of this channel. So we're gonna go with that, and just hope to go over some goals for 2024. I realize everyone says it's important to have goals. I tend to agree. But for me, as you may or may not know, it's very difficult to focus. So we're going to try to focus on, I don't like the word rare particularly. You see the mantle I picked up last year is not rare, it's just costly. There is a difference. Let's see, I don't have anything, I don't think any of these cards are new, so we're just going to do some talking and some showing and some thoughts. And hopefully you find this interesting. Maybe you learn something. Maybe you find a way to add to your collection. Well, here we go. A year ago at this time, none of that stuff you see there in front of you I owned. There's the Pink Floyd sticker in the back, the American flag, N9 from the original Allen and Ginter set. I've shown all of these off. The postcard of George Washington from my friend Don, the mantle. Here's a 1911 Royal Bengals, Ben Franklin. Try not to. Odds I play dominoes tonight, very high. But we're going to give it a shot. Here's the, also from 1911 Royal Bengals, George Washington, with some great artwork there on the bottom, showing him crossing the Delaware there. Too many to display. Not enough space. Also from the same release, the Heroes of History, Royal Bengals, Abe Lincoln. (1928) Jasmati, Albert Einstein. (1899) Stalwart confectionery card, Leo da Vinci. That is his first. That is believed to be his first card. Let's see. Not graded yet, in the grading pile, which I'll do another episode on, but is this believed to be Beethoven's first card. Stick that in the back. And one other Beethoven I'm just going to have on display from 1911, the H.G. and Wells Musical Celebrities card. And a sweet PSA 7. Wells cigarettes. So, why am I showing all of these cards I've already shown before? Besides the fact that I can. None of these cards We'll just leave that there. None of these cards I owned a year ago. And okay, so what? Yep, said that already, Eric. Yep. And I think it's important to have a look around, the fellow YouTubers you spend your time, your precious time watching, and take note of what they're talking about. Are they trying to line their pockets or grow your collection and expand your knowledge? That's just my personal opinion. I watch people that fill all three of those possibilities, and some are better than others at videos. Some have quote unquote better collections, depending on how you define it, but they all provide something. You draw your own conclusions. So there is one YouTuber, a friend of mine, Andrew, Enough Said Cards, who did a 2 year-end recaps of a sports and then a non-sports. And I recommend you go watch his non-sports if any of this in front of you interests you, minus the mantle, because you're going to see some real bangers. I mean, it's going to put anything here except the mantle, except the mantle. When I speak, I'm excluding the mantle from this stuff, but any of the cards I've shown, I guess short of the Da Vinci quote-unquote first card, put them to shame. It just is what it is. He's been at this, like I said, a year ago I didn't own any of these, so I consider myself doing pretty well. He's been at this for a few years. He's one of the few gentlemen that tends to be ahead of the curve, no matter what it is he's collecting. And hats off to him 100% for that. Having said that, I think it's important to, when you watch that and oh man, and then you try to find the cards that are shown, oh man, you can't find it, or it's costly now because stuff has gone up. Regardless of what the doomsdayers are saying about the hobby dying, the stuff I want doesn't seem to be dying. And I know I'm not alone in that regard. So I think it's important for us as collectors to realize that, okay, maybe we missed out on the first card. The first Topps mantle there, missed out on it. Does that mean the other mantles are no good? Of course not. Something that I thought of to try to speak about in the video here is this T206 Cobb Green. This came out around 1909. So within a couple of years of pretty much, well, not the Da Vinci's 10 years older. This stalwart, this Liebig Beethoven is from 1893, so that's a bit older. 1911, 1920, that's 28. So that's the Einstein's older, but 1911, 1911. So all of these cards, a majority of these cards came out at the same time as this. And this has umpteenth amounts more quote-unquote assigned value than the non-sports cards from the same era. And this Bengal set happens to be one of my favorites because it has so many subjects and beautiful artwork, color drawings. Washington crossing the Delaware. It just happens to be a very iconic image. So these are still readily affordable. Obviously, your mileage may vary. So if historical figures is what we're like to calling it now, non-sports, blah, 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 historical, pre-war historical figures, if that is something that interests you, I'm telling you, there is an option for you out there. It may not be the 1888 Dukes, which seems to be the powerhouse, the 52 tops of the historical figures. with everyone represented pretty much, and those are not cheap. Those are X times amounts as the ones you see in front of you. So, if that's something that interests you, I tell you to go ahead and look into it. I mean, you've got even modern stuff. This is from 2009, Allen and Ginter. This is ironically enough, it's a no card number back, but it's hand numbered to 50. It's pretty funny, but it's the no number variant. And this, I think this was $20 raw, and another 15 for SGC to slab it, or 20, I think it might have been, before they lowered the price again. But to have something like that in the slab, cool. Very popular drawing of Beethoven. So it's something to consider. Then you've got even other stuff like this 1901 Ogden's Eiffel Tower in a PSA 6, and this was, I don't remember, it was under $100. And $100, yeah, I get it. $100 is what it is. But when now blasters and chromium blasters are $35 plus tax, so you can't even buy 3 blasters of Topps Chrome, or you can own, a card that's now 123 years old of the Eiffel Tower. Or you can own, a George Washington that's a little more than 100, but it's still, I guess everything is perspective. I mean, it's very fascinating. This aspect of the hobby is very fascinating to me. I'm enjoying, like I have mentioned, I am enjoying myself immensely. Everything you see there in front of you, a year ago I did not own. I don't think any of this stuff I owned 6 months ago. Right around, I think it might have been right around there when Don and I really started talking some serious, what about this, what about that? And again, that goes into having friends in the hobby. You bounce ideas of what do you think about this? Well, that sounds wild. Why would you think that? Okay, and then why do you think I'm crazy for thinking that way? And then you go over it with them. Not everything pans out. I mean, there were some nice group sessions that we had during the pandemic, which, going on 4 years ago now, crazy to think. We would have hours and hours and hours of video chats and nothing to do. So, well, what do you think about this? And we'd go over, like, one thing that sticks out in my mind, we would go over, what about Welcome Back, Kotter, as I said. You got John Travolta's quote, everything, we were calling everything a rookie back then. It's got the John Travolta rookie in it. And Horshack and whatnot. And the MASH release with Alan Alda. So, I mean, it's fun to think about. It's fun to consider. It's fun to explore. It's fun to learn. Like I said, a year ago, six. We'll just keep saying a year because why not? I would say that outside of the Mantle, a year ago, I didn't know any of these cards existed. And I'm just so happy that I've learned what these cards are, and I was able to add them to my collection, because I still think that, that window is still wide open as far as welcoming new historical figure collectors into the universe here, into the fold, into the hobby. And I think it's important to always try to keep thinking outside the box. Stuff is fun. It's relatively affordable. Again, that everyone's mileage may vary. I hope to keep learning about these things and discovering new ones, and some of them you have to submit yourself. Don tracked down this 1902 Ogdens, which is quite a bit more difficult to find than the 1901. And he found this for me raw, and we had it slabbed up. And I believe it's the only one graded. I haven't seen another one, and I look almost on the daily for new Beethoven cards it's a blank back that I haven't obtained yet. So very happy to have that in the collection. It's something that you just don't see all the time. And again, it's fascinating. It's fun. It can be very collector rewarding, actually. And I hope to find more stuff like this in the coming months. There were a few tables at the show this year. Well, last year now. There were a few tables at the show last year that had non-sports. Not a handful, not a lot. One was only non-sports, and man, I wish I could see that table now, because I know a lot more now than I did then, and I think that is so important, and it's so, as weird as it is to say, it's so cool that is that. I mean, you learn this stuff, you don't forget it. You don't forget, the baseball stuff. I forget what a 63 Frank Robinson looks like. No, you don't forget those things. Once you learn them, and you don't forget those things. Or a Johnny Bench rookie, or a Mattingly rookie, or on and on and on. But now you add more to your memory bank, more to your repertoire. It's just fun. It opens up new venues to discuss cards with other people. The possibilities are endless, in my opinion, and I think 2024 is a good time, if you've thought about it, to try to jump in. I really, really do. So I think that, obviously adding these types of cards to my collection would be fantastic, and it's getting more difficult to find them. Yes, it is. And I won't fib, they are increasing in price, because other people are starting to realize what they are. And I'm still, I still collect the sports. I still collect all the sports, and I'm trying to be more focused as far as what I'm adding. You go watch Dave's Blue Jacket 66 video he put out yesterday, and I'm not anywhere near that level, but that mind mentality is pretty good, and I'm trying to adopt that for myself. And yeah, I just hope to see more of you guys jump into the fray with the historical figures as the year goes on. It's something to consider. I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to me ramble on, and I hope your collecting is enjoyable and fulfilling.